Hi again. Welcome to whatever this is. So today, what are we gonna be talking about? We're gonna be talking about. Um, I'm not too sure actually yet. There's a lot of stuff going on in my head this whole period of time, so I'm not that certain of what I wanna get out of my head, take out of my head. I don't know. You catch my drift. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's been bothering me. Um, and yeah, I'm just gonna go with the flow, see how it goes. But first things first, I want to talk about work. Um, so for those of you who don't know, I am an architect and a set designer. And when you listen to someone saying they have those jobs, you immediately assume, oh, that's they obviously like it. You like it's one of those jobs where it's very weird to pick if you don't actually love them. Um, but that's my case. um, it's not that I hate them, but I can't say I love them. Um, so a bit of a backstory: when I was younger, I guess, I wanted to be a director or an actor. Obviously, not that today, but yeah, I just really dreamed of doing that. I loved watching films. I loved everything that had to like really do with it. And when came the time to pick a university to go to, since there's no good unis here for anything related to movies, production, shows, whatever, I had to pick something that's a bit more conventional and also a bit more safe because I was scared of how much luck is involved with something like cinema, and which like today I feel like it's not really that. I mean, obviously there's luck with anything you do, but with cinema I feel like you also have to be creative for something to be really a success and stuff, but it doesn't matter, not what I'm here to talk about. So yeah, I ended up picking architecture. um, we have those big exams at the end of the final school year that, depending on how well you do, you go to a better uni, etc., etc. I'm sure it's pretty much the same everywhere. Um, Kind of like the SATs if you're American. Um, so I failed those exams. I mean, not completely. I passed some unis that were like interior design and stuff, which is what I ended up studying, not specifically architecture. But I didn't like those unis, and public unis here tend to really suck. So I just thought, if I'm gonna be moving out of my hometown, which is gonna be really expensive, I might as well stay like at my home and just pay for uni. Normal, right? I'd say so. So yeah, that's the road I went down on. Um, yeah, it's not that I didn't like architecture and just popped into my head. I obviously had likings about it. My father's an architect. Like, I've always been in this sort of world. So I picked it thinking that, well, it's a good enough alternative. I mean, I enjoy it. I like seeing these houses and that and that. So, you know, it was okay. And I was good at it too. And still am. Don't know why I use past tense for that. Um, so yeah, I ended up doing that whole thing. And I don't know, it's a bit strange because it's very much a hate love relationship, or a step down from each side. It's, I can't really put it into words. I like the idea of it, but in reality and in practice, it's not as great as you have it in your head. Because, much like any job, really, there's limitations from other people and external sources that just make it suck. And working on it has really brought those things to light. And yeah, currently, for example, I'm working on many different projects, and I have to say, despite me not liking them, I not the projects, like the whole architecture and stuff. Not liking them, but you get the point. I'm sure by by now. Um, Despite not liking the subject as much as I should, I still give it my all. I still think that it's something that when you do something, you have to be the best at it, etc., etc. Obviously, with this channel, it's not really the case. Um, but yeah, I just have this in my head that you're doing this, you still have to be great at it. It's your job, it's whatever. So I was lucky enough, right when I finished college, to be picked by someone to do these big projects, like a huge concert with 30,000 people or something. It was crazy. I don't know if 30,000 is the right number, maybe a bit less. But yeah, it was in a huge, like, ancient stadium. I had to do that. Then I did a huge nightclub. It's like, I I feel I'm grateful when I say I don't like these projects and I don't feel fulfillment when they're over. But at the same time, I need to remind myself that, hey, it's okay to feel that way because you don't love this job, you know? Obviously, I'm happy that it's all over and I'm proud that, the job's done. We did good, we did well, woohoo, you know? But at the same, I just don't feel that same happiness I would feel when, someone might watch a movie I've made. Or honestly, and I'm being completely honest, when I see love for these videos I'm making, I feel very much fulfilled when this happens because it's something that I do actually love. I wouldn't do this if I didn't actually like it. I feel like it's something that really helps me, and I love seeing other people feel the same way, like seeing that they agree or they feel the same way about some stuff. It's great. So where I'm going with this is because of me being so unhappy with this, because I tire myself completely out. I don't have enough time to socialize. I haven't seen my friends in probably 2 months now. I, you know, I give it my all, and it's something that I don't truly enjoy. Um, like it doesn't bring me the fulfillment it should for the amount of work I'm putting in. So where I'm going with this is you and everyone who's watching, you have to follow your dreams no matter what. Obviously, it's not over for me. Yeah, I feel like it's more difficult now that I'm getting older. I'm not like 40. I can still pursue everything I want and it will be probably fine. And if it isn't, who cares? I try to do it. It's fine. And I already have a basis. Like I have a job. I can take some risks, not unnecessary ones, but I think it's always good to try and pursue your dreams. At the very least, it's that you have to try and do it. Otherwise, you end up here. You end up incredibly tired, not just with your job, but with your social life, with your personal life. I just always feel like nothing's enough to make me happy at this point. It's like, I can't give any examples. It's just that I'm just not ever happy with anything, honestly. I mean, talking with people and meeting new people, yeah, I can feel happiness there if there's a true connection. But we've talked about how that's going in the previous episode. So, but yeah, I feel like there is still happiness out there, but I know that in the path I've chosen and through everything I'm doing currently, I won't feel it because it's not something I like. And that's always okay to feel, I'm sure, as long as you're not ungrateful about the opportunities that have been given to you. I'm not, I still realize that the projects I've done, everything that has led up to here has been honestly remarkable and amazing. But, realizing that it's not what I really want has drained the life out of me, honestly. And I think it's just something that needs to be said constantly to people, that you have to go for what you truly desire, whether that's a job, whether that's, I don't know, a girl, a house, a car. You have to work towards that goal. You have to take risks. You have to pursue it, because otherwise you won't be happy. And maybe you achieve it and you're not truly happy when you do it. You're like, okay, then it really wasn't what you truly wanted. And that's also okay. You know, life is about figuring out everything, life, what you like, what you don't like, who you are. You can't just think, oh, I like cinema, and then pursue it and think that everything will work out. I'm not sure I love it. When I was younger, I did these kind of seminars where we had to direct a film, act in it, and I also edited them, because I just really loved doing that. I loved being in there and doing everything. And I remember enjoying it so much. So I'm quite certain that it's something that I want to pursue. Admittedly, with these videos, I don't do any editing. And that's a decision that I've made. No one's telling me, oh, you have to not have any cuts. You have to do this, that. No. I just think that it's better to have this form of video like raw. Like it's a conversation we're having. And also I hate short-term content that's just been taking over everything. So that's how I want this to be. But still, I really love editing. I love creating videos. I love creating narratives. I love creating stories. I love everything. Everything in that whole universe, I just love. And I even have a camera. Like, that's where I wanted to go with it. Yes, I'm not happy with the path I've taken in my life, but that doesn't mean that it's, the end. It doesn't mean I have to settle for this. And it's, I talked about settling for perfection in 2 videos ago. Like, when I talked about love, when people saying I will not settle for this person, that's settling for perfection. That's settling for something that you won't find. You're seeking perfection, but that's not possible. Right now, I'm saying I will not settle for something that doesn't make me happy, doesn't fulfill me. That's completely different. I'm looking for something that I know will still have stress in it. I know will still, tear me down some days. It will depress me, it will do everything. But at the end of the day, I feel like it will be something that I feel happy about and that I feel like it's worth pursuing. I know, it's a crazy world we live in. And that's also how love works, You get depressed because you're anxious about the other person, what they think, how they're feeling. Everything still, again, goes down that hole. So I'm taking my own risks. It's not a risk, but I got a paycheck from my last job and I was like, okay, it's time to do something with this money. So I bought an old camera. I have it right there. I won't get up to show it because too much time from the video, but I got the 70s Kodak camera, analog film camera that I told myself every time I go to Paris, I will film stuff with it because, it gives me more confidence because it's not the easiest thing in the world to just walk around the street with a camera like this in your hand. It's weird. And also it pushes me onwards to create, I don't have a microphone with me, so there's no audio, but I have these videos that then when they get processed, I will gather, I will edit, and I will write music to, follow everything that's going on. That's why I have instruments behind me to showcase what I'm about. There's many more in this house, but yeah, not the point. What the point is to follow what you want to do, pursue your dreams, take risks. You know, it's a really dumb saying, I hate it, but you only live once, and you you know, nothing is I can't find the word, so forget that, but you know, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, you don't know what's going to happen today. So, you know, live in today, not the future, and take the risks that you think will make you happier. Obviously, though, you know, big disclaimer, don't take risks that you think are not worth it, A, and B, don't do things that you feel like will make you happier, but it will be an expense of other people, which means you're not happy with your partner, just go with someone else. Don't do that. Obviously, and I hate that I even have to say it today, but it's how it is, sadly. So, you know, take risks at your own expense. That doesn't sound right, but you know, take risks that you think are worth it, and do the things that make you happy without hurting other people and without anyone else getting involved in that. Kind of, you know, whatever. um that was it for today. It's just something that, you know, because I've really been drained completely out of my life from this job and how much I work on it. I just had to come out here and talk about it, you know, and people constantly need to hear it. Go for what you love, and you know, maybe it doesn't work out, but at least you look back and say, well, I tried it, you know. it, I don't think that, like, if you love something and it doesn't work out when you try it, you won't regret doing it. I'm sure you will say, well, at least I tried, too bad it didn't work out. Obviously in the beginning it will hurt way more than that, but you know, later in life, I'm sure that's how you view it. um so yeah, that was it. um it ended up being a way longer video than I expected, but you know, it's not a soft subject to like take on. Um, any closing thoughts? No, just love yourselves, take care, and everything will be fine. I promise. Okay. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye.